She doesn't want anybody. She wants to stay single. And that's why... Wait a minute. Hi 3D people. Simp, a man who foolishly overvalues a woman and puts her on a pedestal. This was me in high school. The year was 2012 and I was 16 years old, living in the countryside of Blanca land, also known as Brazil. There was this baddie in my class who would soon be simping for. She liked rock and roll, which automatically made me attracted to her. Instead of paying attention in class, I would just daydream about taking this girl out on a date, to lay down, look up at the stars, listen to our favorite kind of music. Sweet life. Then I snapped myself back into reality, and I realized that if I wanted to turn that into reality, I would have to go up and talk to her like a man. It was break time. I stood up from my chair and started walking towards her. The closer I was getting to her, the weirder I felt. It's something called, oh yeah, social anxiety. So in my head, I thought that as soon as I said hello, she would say, "You stupid." So instead of just being like, howdy, I just walked by her for days, many days. To the point where I found myself in bed, wrapped like a burrito, sobbing. But that was when I came up with a masterful plan. All I need to do is wait for break. Then I'll wait for her friends to go talk to her. Focus on their conversation and hear it. And then get to know her interests so I can someday ease myself into a conversation. The plan was perfect. I mean, we will talk about the things that she likes and then we'll just get married. I mean, that's how marriages work, right? Wrong. So one day during break, I decided to not leave my seat. I knew that she would stay in class and wait for her friends. And in the middle of the conversation, I heard them talking about a show. Game of Thrones. I was like, gotcha, bitch! I went home that night and I did what everyone does when they want to watch an HBO show. I went to their website and paid for all the episodes. And at the time there was only 2 seasons to watch, so I watched the entire thing that night, went to sleep, and the next day I was prepared to talk to her. The bell rang, break time. I just sat there. Her friends came and stood next to her, and at a certain moment I heard Arya. And I was like, that's not a Blancania name. They're definitely talking about Game of Thrones. My chance now. Here we go. Here we go. Walking by as if I didn't care. I just said, hey, isn't it cool to see Arya in the 2nd season in her journey to avenge the death of her father? And with the look of disgust on this woman's face, she said, do you watch the show? And one of her friends was like, yeah, we're talking about the 3rd book. And in my mind, I was like, there's a book? Okay, just don't say there's a book. I'm just kidding. Of course I know there's a book. Best book I've ever read. What did you think of the Red Wedding? Red Wedding. A wedding. Yeah, it was the most beautiful. Horrible, wasn't it? Yeah. Horrible. I mean, just terrible. What else did you think? I mean, it was red, just red, like. You didn't read the book, did you? Of course I did. Arya, when she saw her brother's dead body. Her brother died? Yeah, that. So sad. I cried at that part when I was reading it. Excuse me, I have to go to the bathroom for a second. I ran to the bathroom and I was like, what did I just do? Why did I lie about this? How am I gonna keep up with this lie? This is so stupid. Hey, real quick, are you tired of YouTuber merch that looks like YouTuber merch? Get a unique hoodie right now and stand out from the crowd. Use the code PAULVIBE for 10% off, link in the description. Damn, that drip though. It was the beginning of a romance. I would arrive at school, she would call me by my name. We would do the kiss on the cheek, very Brazilian. See someone and I'll feel her skin, her cologne, her lips smacking. It's kind of gross actually. So from talking about Game of Thrones, we started talking about music and our favorite bands. Really? You like Metallica too? Oh my god, it's my favorite band. And I couldn't stop thinking about how perfect she was for me. I mean, come to think of it, there's like more or less 3.5 billion females in the world. So what are the chances that one of them likes Metallica? I mean, it's almost impossible, guys. So of course she was special. This is a bit of a tangent, but like, I used to imagine myself on a stage singing in front of like tens of thousands of people, and she would be at the front just looking at me and admiring me while I'm being the most awesome rock star that has ever existed on the face of the earth. You're so awesome, yay. And I'll be like, yeah, singing with so much passion, the chorus of whatever was playing on my MP3 at the time. Do you ever do that? Do you ever imagine yourself on the stage singing for someone? Please let me know in the comments that I'm not the only weirdo, please. All right, done with the tangent. Back to the story. We would spend a lot of time talking, and I mean a lot. Talk a lot in person, on Facebook, and even though we were getting closer and closer, I felt like that my chances of going out on a date with her were getting smaller and smaller. Yeah. We never spoke about going out and watching a movie together or go somewhere, get a cup of coffee. I don't know. So during every break, instead of spending time with the boys, I'll just spend time with her and her girlfriends. I think you see where this is going. So at times, they would talk about other boys, which was uncomfortable, but you know, at least I felt good around her. Until she mentioned another boy. Dun, dun, dun. Let's call this guy D-Bag. She said that she tried talking to him, but he would take too long to reply, and he seemed like he didn't care. Girl, do you know how many times I died in League of Legends just so I could reply to you right away? Huh? Of course I didn't say what I just said, but I realized that I was valuing her time more than my time. And here, my 3D friends, is where I saw two paths right in front of me. I could stop acting like a simp, or I could put her on a pedestal, aka MVP simp. And yeah, you know exactly which path I took. I gave up on my sense of self-worth to put this girl on a pedestal, so she could look down on me from up there and take a good look at my dumb simp face. This stage is probably the saddest stage. It's the stage that you've already become a simp, and then you look at yourself in the mirror and you see nothing but a simp looking back at you. It's also the stage where she stops talking about interesting topics. She only talks about D-Bag. Let me go on a tangent here for a second and make one thing very clear. I have nothing against being friends with the girl, okay? But if you like her, and you're not being honest with her, that's what I have a problem with. Back to what I was saying. At the time, my Brazil nuts weren't big enough for me to just go up to her and say, hey, I like you. Let's go out on a date. I mean, even if she had said no, I would still feel a lot better about myself. But no, I was too much of a simp. I kept giving her my time, and I tried to make her feel better in the hopes that she would eventually stop talking to him and fall in love with me. Because I was a good guy. Well, my 3D friend, if you have any experience with the ladies, you know very well that it's not impossible that she will fall in love with you in that situation, but the chances of that happening are very slim, minuscule. That kept going on for months, and that eventually turned into bitterness. I was like, how can she not only like, but chase this guy who doesn't even care about her, but not notice me? A guy who cares about her so much and give her so much of my time. And I felt entitled to her love just because I was there for her, which is just dumb. But one day, God blessed me with an opportunity to change this thing around. And I took that chance. Popular kids in my class threw a party, and I was invited. Okay, we're not gonna be in school. We're gonna be in a different setting. We'll be more relaxed. I will be more relaxed. That's gonna be my chance to go up to her and say, hey. I was so nervous the night before that I couldn't even sleep. My anxiety made my stomach upset, so I couldn't eat. And that's important information because let's say that there was some drinks at the party. Wait, didn't you say that you were 16? You have to understand that this is the countryside of Blanca land, literally in the middle of nowhere. So, you know, nobody cares, you know. Grabbed a cup and looked for her. And there she was, dancing. So gracious and beautiful. After a couple of sips, I was wasted. However, that gave me the courage to go up and talk to her. So I approached her and said, listen, for the longest time, I've had feelings for you. And I want to ask you, can I kiss you? Oh my god, no. We're like friends. You'd be the same as kissing my brother. But you don't have a brother. I really like you too, but I'm not looking for anyone at this point. I want to be single. Oh, okay. I respect that, you know. I respect that. She doesn't want anybody. She wants to stay single. And that's why... Wait a minute. She had just said that she wasn't looking for anyone. And she kissed a guy that, I swear to God, he looked like a potato. I mean, I'm no prize, but come on. You might be thinking at this point, so you stopped being a simp then, right? No, my friends. It was a long journey before I stopped being a simp. And if you don't want to miss out on that story, make sure to subscribe. And like this video if you enjoyed it. Thank you so much. I love you all. And stay three-dimensional in the space-time continuum.